Well, I enjoy working with the teachers, the new and the returning teachers, because they always have interesting things to contribute. I also enjoy watching how they work together and all of the creative ways we solve the problems together that come up. So I think that Startalk has come a long way with developing the learning plans. I think it's especially the learning plan that has helped guide the teachers into learning how to do backwards design and to develop a learner-centered classroom. We're training teachers for the future, and there is a shortage of well-trained Chinese teachers in this country. And so I think we're performing a needed service. And also this area doesn't really have a lot of students who are aware or interested in Chinese. There aren't Chinese classes in Rhode Island in the public schools except for one that I know of. And even the private schools don't have a lot of Chinese classes. So if someone wants to learn about Chinese, get interested in Chinese, this is the place to do it.
Hello everybody, my name is Xiaoxian Rao. I have been in Startalk for many years. It's kind of 6 years ago I started to come here. I want to say my most satisfying experience in Startalk program, and I saw my students and gain development of the Chinese language. Most of the time I instruct in Chinese is almost over 97%. I think they can experience the Chinese culture.
Okay.
And also and learn the language as well, and possibly they can value the diverse cultures, and not only the Western culture and the Chinese culture and the Asian culture. So and they can appreciate all the difference.
I really liked how just open everyone was, and I didn't really feel like I came in not knowing any Chinese, but I didn't feel really left out because of it, right. Even though it was mostly in Mandarin,
Sure.
Like the classes, yeah.
Okay.
They taught a lot, but at the same time reviewing stuff and not getting not speeding through it.
Okay.
I think the best thing is the fact that the teachers 90% of the time are speaking Chinese unless you explain something in English, so it really forces you to try and learn language, and they want you to respond in Chinese as well, so they really help.
New teachers, so like we got like a fresh perspective,
Okay.
and like the cultural things were a bit more like developed than last year, so I liked that.
Awesome.
I can say I've been hearing a lot about it from my sister who's been doing it for the past 4 years. She didn't do it this year, but I did for the first time. And I've gone to the final performances many times before, and I was always impressed by how much kids learn, hearing like, oh, they walked into the classroom without knowing any Mandarin and they came out knowing so much. So I was definitely, I like hearing about that. I was already impressed but when I got the classroom experience, I was even more impressed. I was shocked at how much the teachers are dedicated, even though like we don't have a super long time together.
Like, you know, because it's, you know, immersion and stuff, and we're always, just Chinese is spoken in the classrooms for the most part, it can be sometimes really hard for people to understand what's going on, especially being like intermediate too.
All the problems.
Yes. So we'll have like half of the class is fluent in Chinese
Right.
basically. So it's sometimes hard for me to make sure I'm understanding and learning as much as I can, because sometimes it's really quick and there's a lot of Chinese being spoken. So the teachers are super helpful with making sure I can understand what's happening and using simpler Chinese, but it still is Chinese, so it's, you know, still immersion, to help me really understand what's happening so that I can participate and I can learn to the fullest.
I know for me, before this, I hadn't spoken any Chinese for like, since May. That was when my classes ended, so it was a bit of a hard experience at first for me because I was a bit rusty, but so like the first couple of days were pretty intense, so I didn't understand much out of lack of practice, but I think I was able to like acclimate to it and get better, so I think it was a very good experience.
Okay.
Other than the people being really cool, I got to learn a lot about Chinese culture and the language.
The students want to be there, so like it's fun and like everyone like is there for a reason, and also like we're motivated with like games and not just kind of sitting at a desk for 3 hours.
Sure.
And like there's nowhere else in Rhode Island that does this in our area, so
Right.
I mean it's like a nice opportunity, and it's kind of hard to find a Chinese class in Rhode Island.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this?
I would definitely say I agree. It's a great way to get to know other people. I've become very close with people I've never known in my whole entire life in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I can say it's a great way to bond over students when you're in a classroom for so long and you're all working hard, you're all being engaged so well. You just learn to get along with each other. You have a mutual respect for each other. So it's definitely a great way to get to know people as well.
I've been taking Chinese for 4 years, and it's something that like my sister who goes to Bryant, she told me about the camp, and then I did it and I really enjoyed it, and Chinese is just something that I've been doing for year after year, and it's something that I really enjoy spending my time doing, speaking it, learning it, and it's one of those things that I think is a great opportunity to help you really increase your skills, because it's so, the immersion's so great, and it helps you really learn how to speak it and use it in conversations and just get more fluent and stuff like that. And it's also especially great just because in the middle of your summer, like it's nice to have a refresher before you go back to your school, so like you don't lose anything. Because that definitely happens, especially when I have like a break during the regular school year or something, and coming back and not, you know.
Makes sense.